In Candlewick Manor, born to nobility, Ollie danced through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand, little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering Candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down, escaped from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. From luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paperwork, she'd find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true the tower across the land. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined, sometimes leaving the present behind. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined, sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Ollie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering Candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down, escaped from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Cut from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a breath. For Thaddeus Turnpike commands his ship. A lord of the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Boo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide, the Turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty Turnpike line he hails, with a lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the spell, with little Boo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew, their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. An owl for his mate, little Boo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Boo, his talons wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm, a sailor with flair, he faces each curse with nary a care. Behold, Thaddeus, the sea's arcane knight, with little Boo in the pale moonlight. Through whispers of magic and the salt-laden air, the Turnpike adventure none can compare. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Boo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The sea's in their blood, magic in their heart.
Salonia's fields a halfling stood tall. Sea gray eyes a fighter's call. With Fiona's love and Angus' smile, his world was bright for a little while. Oh, Harold Gray with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. From Zakar streets to golden fields, their family loved the greatest shield. They dreamed of wonders near and far, and on a list beneath the stars. Oh, Harold Gray with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. Young Angus fell on distant shore, while Fiona's kiss would come no more. A drunken noble, a vengeful blade, left Harold's world in darkness laid. But from his grief a purpose born, to honor vows that he had sworn. The list unfolds a final wish, a blade resisted a gutted fish. Now Harold roams through joy and strife, to live for three in one short life. From mountains high to oceans deep, this solemn pledge he vowed to keep. With boulder hat and iron will, he faces each task with hard-won skill. For every deed he sees it through, he feels their love forever true. And when the final task is done, when every battle's lost and won, he'll close his eyes, his duty clear, knowing his loved ones drawing near. In afterlife they'll meet again, their love eternal, free from pain. The list complete, their dreams fulfilled, a promise kept, a future will. Oh, Harold Gray, your journey's long, but in your heart they're never gone. With every dream that you fulfill, Fiona and Angus are with you still.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone, to the D&D game where you, the audience, can join in and be part of the story as the gods themselves. Feel free to use those eternity crystals that you got at the bottom of the screen on your chat to give any character, that's PC or NPC, advantage or disadvantage on any roll. Remember to write in which roll you want to affect. My name is Coy. I'm going to be your game master today, and I am joined by some awesome players that are hopefully not lagging too much. Let's go around the circle, starting from right above me, Claire Hogan, joining as the noble Kender cleric of the World Tree Zivelin. Star, we'll follow up with that in a bit. Arlie Candlewick, welcome, Claire. How are you doing on the West Coast?
It's sunny. I'm still sunburned, just permanently sunburned. Great.
Perma sunburn, Claire Sunbird Hogan. That's what we like to say every summer when it comes rolling around. I'm going to keep going clockwise to Sam Gilroy, wearing some nice patterning, so we get some awesome effects. If you shrink the screen, you'll get some of that lovely digitized pattern effects on the screen that I'm seeing as I'm monitoring it. Sam playing the noble pirate wizard Thaddeus Turnpike, who's busy taking every opportunity he can to seek through fancy books. And we'll catch up with that in a moment. How's New York right now, Sam?
We just had a huge thunderstorm roll through, and some lightning definitely struck maybe like a block away from me. It was like an almost instantaneous flash and a loud crack.
Oh. Professor Dr. Merlin Brown. Watch out. He's around. I'm going to continue going the circle. Next, we have Michael Keane with the mustache to end all mustaches, playing as the halfling Harold Gray. And below him, also in the city of Toronto, welcome back, Neil Babcock, our special guest as Legion in the aspect of Lathander. We can actually say his name now because he's introduced himself. It took a little while because we were stuck in second-by-second combat. Thank you, D&D. And another example of why I need to work on rolling faster with our D&D's combat. I don't know, it's a tough thing. Welcome, Michael. Welcome, Neil. We are jumping right back into the library, episode 16. The library. Last we left off, Arlie, Thaddeus, and Harold all went away and started doing some research. And I do have to say, now that I think of it, I just want to send out a little love to our player in absentium, Aelric Tiamaticus, Sean Boyd. He's not going to be joining us today, but he's playing with Spirit. We're going to be sharing Big Blue among the group today. So we're not waiting on anyone. This is our group today. Yes, we left our three players that we have doing some research. Aelric and Lathander, however, chose not to do some research. So I am going to ask Neil, our guest, what was Lathander doing, or our aspect of Lathander doing, while in the library as Arlie's talking to some old Kender in a library robe? You got Thaddeus run off, start looking at books. Harold surreptitiously sneak off and do his little book searching. Aelric standing in his large winged blue-scaled dragonborn body. I don't know what Aelric did. It just stood around probably waiting for everyone else to do their word stuff. What were you doing there, Neil?
Well, I'm not much one for the books, so I think I'm gonna take a little rest here. But before I do, I'm just gonna interpose myself between Arlie and the small Kender and be like, just a moment. Do you mind? May I hold your hand for a second, Arlie? Yeah. And I'm going to cast two things in succession. I'm going to try Remove Curse, and failing that, I'm going to cast Greater Restoration on Arlie's hands and see what happens.
Amazing.
Greater Restoration take? How many minutes does that take? Just is it?
It's an action, instantaneous.
Oh, only one action. I don't know why I thought it took longer. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 2. I'm gonna say that's why I thought it took longer.
I mean, I will double check.
No, if it took longer, I just wanted you to have to role play the ceremony of it. But if it's an action, that's fine. I love the
We'll play
the
holding Arlie's hands for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Just like, I don't know if the vocal component, like, and hold a candle in the other one. Like, I don't know.
If Dad wasn't rifling through the books, was totally just completely enthralled by them, he would be making eyes at Elric, being like,
I love this. Thad has finally woken up to like inter-character relationships, and it's fully just Arlie and Lathander.
yeah, he still has not caught a single. He thinks that he is simply ribbing one of his party mates with another party mate.
It's great. I love it. Hey, buddy, right? Am I right? And Elric's like, I have never felt jealousy before, and will not feel it now. That's for sure.
Who knows? He's not here to tell us, but.
And Arlie's just gonna be like, I just love seeing magic cast by different gods. It's fascinating. The colors are completely the tintination, and a god casting from a god is delightful.
Yeah, well, I just hope it makes you whole. After the casting the spell, is
so which one first? It's the remove curse.
Remove curse, which is for a lower level like thing. I don't think this is going to work. At your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end. If the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded.
Okay. So this isn't a curse.
Yeah. So then, the second one is Greater Restoration. You imbue a creature you touch with positive energy to undo a debilitating effect.
It's true, and
You can reduce the target's.
yeah, the examples it gives here is any reduction in an ability score, or even reducing hit point maximum. So the examples it gives are pretty high, like high level effects. This is Greater Restoration.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like a wild magic filter on, like, I don't know what to call it. That's the effect, right? Is that my spells don't. Yeah. So that's the homebrew effect.
Yeah, the homebrew effect is that like there's this wild magic effect on her magic casting right now. With the Greater Restoration, I think with the Greater Restoration, give me a. I'm gonna say I want you to roll a d20, and Arlie, you call odds or evens.
Okay.
Okay.
It's in the hand.
Evens.
It's a 10.
That's even. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm bad with numbers.
Yes, it's an even number.
Hello,
Like, it has a
hello,
one
audience.
in it.
I'm my name's Coy. I'm bad with
are
numbers.
You that bad with numbers? Like,
2, 4,
I
6,
mean,
8, 10.
Yeah,
I'm-
2,
I'm-
4, it's an even number.
It's an even number. It's an even number. I was like,
It's
but
throwing us
half
off
of it
because
is
they have a 1
5.
in front.
Right. I guess even numbers always half to odd, right? Is that how it works? No, they're not always. I don't see. This is where my numbers theory falls away.
No.
That's where my number theory
is
falls
where,
away.
like, the ADHD pattern recognition like sabotages you know,
Yeah.
like it's like
Thank you.
seeing
Thank
patterns
you.
where there aren't any.
I heard 10 and I said
I'm
two
so glad
odd
that
numbers
Elric
of
is here to
5.
see this.
We're gonna get some really supportive offhand comment that's like Sean Smarm is kind of like Mr. Rogers being like having a little bit of attitude, like anyone else and I'd be hurt, but with you, I just feel supported. Incredible. You called for even, you rolled a 10. With the Greater Restoration, you are able to remove the physical blemish on Arlie's hand.
All right. Well,
my
we'll.
God.
Do you feel any
I'm
different?
sorry.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And so switching into celestial, my most sincere and honest thank yous. I truly had no idea that you could be fixing to fix me like that. No doubt to Lathander and your powers, but Zivlin is the god of all knowing everything, and if the know-it-all god can't fix it, then, well, I guess the god of actual healing came through.
Well, that's very kind of you. I think maybe at the very least this is a step in the right direction. I just hope it works. Anyway, I'm gonna throw a steak on the Barbie and I'll be in the hot tub. And Lathander holds out his hand, and a shimmering gate appears in the library that becomes a line, spreads wide, and then rolls down the tarp flap of a tent. And Lathander just walks into the tent. As he opens the flap, he turns back and says, y'all are welcome to join me if you're done with the nerding out on the books, and goes into the tent flap.
Amazing. I will say that Aelric, seeing what's going on, follows you in with one last glance over his shoulder. Anyone who would like to read into that glance can give me an insight check. DC 11, as Aelric attempts to hide his feelings.
That's not going to go for it.
No.
I think Arlie...
That knows what he thinks.
Arlie will.
That doesn't need any help understanding what he already believes. I love it.
Great. Arlie will, while appreciating her hand, will just happenstantially, maybe, well, you can decide if they make eye contact or she just notices.
I think with a 14 insight, yeah.
Just not very good for her.
Not very good for you, but Aelric's deception was 11. So, as you look over your shoulders, Aelric's kind of like, I guess I'll gonna join Lathander in this tent away from all the books and what comes with books, politics and academics and all the boring stuff. You do catch his eye in a way, and then he looks away like very quickly, having caught your eye, and you get this odd sense of like he's going through something. If it was anyone else, Arlie, any mammalian or someone who you knew from maybe your previous life in the tower or your aristocracy, you would almost read jealousy into those eyes. But that couldn't be Aelric. Incredible. I'm going to bounce around a little bit. Let's roll initiative on our 3 players who are out of the library, just so we can do a little who's going to go first. $19 for Thad. And Arlie and Harold as well. I haven't, or unless you've already rolled. I missed it.
But manually, it's not letting me do it. It's saying we're not in combat, so I can't.
Oh, it's not. No, I'm just asking for like an initial, like it would be.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just roll.
It's more just to see whose scene we're gonna go to next. Just because I don't want to choose. I'm a bad chooser, as DM. What's your modifier for your initiative, Arlie? 0. Big fat 0.
0.
Cool. Harold has advantage on his next like combat initiative roll that you gave Lathander. This is just for like our next scene. So I don't want to. I'm not going to say that this won't use the initiative, but it also won't. It means he gets to keep it for proper combat.
I can just give it to him again at any point as well. So
Oh, respect. Wow. Okay. Harold rolled probably literally the worst Harold could possibly roll, which is a 10. 1 on the die, +9. Amazing. So we're gonna go Thaddeus, Arlie, and Harold through our research. Thaddeus, once you realize where you are.
Yeah, and I think that there's also with that mad wizard sort of like whole crazy wild magical ride I went on with him. The what this metaphysical library represents is sort of really too much for me, and I'm gonna really dig in. But well, I know that last time we made sure that I was gonna find a magical item and a cool one at that. I want to say that that's not what that is necessarily looking for. Like, I am after information first and foremost, and after sort of hearing the conversation and the back and forth from last week, but moments ago, really. I want to look up books about the death of gods. And I want to try to find books specifically what happened. Like, if there's any, I want like an account from a cleric whose god died on them.
An account from a cleric whose god died on them. Awesome. And to remind everyone,
really cool. I wish that.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. That's really cool. To remind everyone as well, our researchers are researching through the long rest. So Aelric will be getting a long rest, and Lothander will be getting a long rest, but our 3 researchers will not be. Amazing. Give me an investigation roll for that specifically.
Also, if you tell Arlie, she'll absolutely help you. But
28. I'm trying to keep you out of this. This is trying to like because I think it was very clear to Thad that Zivlin is dying and going to die, and there's nothing that we can do to prevent this from happening. And it still seems like in shock. Everybody is struggling, especially you, understandably. So I think that I'm trying to find. Yeah. I'm not trying to like convince you of anything yet. I need my case first, and hopefully a cure. But vis-a-vis, yeah. Anyway,
okay.
I rolled a 28.
With a 28 investigation in this incredible library, Thaddeus, you do not just find a single source of a single cleric who lost their deity. You find an anthropology of clerics who have lost their deities. And you are able to go through a catalog. This is like, I always remember back when I was in school and there were real libraries, and I was walking around in the library looking for books, and I found a collection of like 6 hardcover leather books, which are like Naval Battles in the American Civil War A through H. Like, holy, like, wow. It just, the amount of encyclopedias you can have over the most mundane, weirdest little stuff.
And during the break, when we go on break, when I come back, I will bring you back one of those ridiculous encyclopedias that I was given as a gift one Christmas. That's like one of the coolest coffee table books I have.
Oh, amazing. I can't wait.
I love it.
Cool.
Spoil it.
So, yeah, Thad, you find a collection of clerics who have lost their deities. This includes, so you're gonna, at that point, you're gonna basically dive in. Is there anything you're looking for within this collection? Like, this is not just one story. Multiple different gods from across. Yeah.
First of all, I definitely want to see if there's any. The first like flat thing I'm looking for is how many of them survive the experience. Just like flat. From there, I want to go for any broad themes that I can pull, noting any sort of outliers from those themes. But specifically, I want to see and scan for any stories of a cleric that either vis-a-vis the reincarnated deity or through another deity.
Yeah. Cool. So keep me honest here, because we already discussed how bad I am with numbers, and so my answer might, I think, include those 3 points, but maybe it will include less by the time we get there. You are able to find that maybe unintuitively, the numbers in terms of cleric's survival rate when a deity dies is higher than you would expect. The thing that usually causes clerics to die when their deity dies is that the cleric was somehow directly involved with that death event. Whether they were on the side of the god, or somehow channeling some direct power from the god, or whatever. They're like in the room because they were trying to prevent it, or they were turning. So those are just because they're just too close to the event, and at ground zero. For the rest, and in the majority of cases, when a mortal loses when a mortal cleric loses their god, they're just severed from magic in a way that, as a wizard, is kind of impossible. The way that magi access the fabric of reality is through a different path than how clerics access magic. When a cleric's god dies, it's very similar to if a god withholds or takes back that connection. It's just kind of a severing. It can be bad mentally. There can be some spiritual fallout or personal fallout. A lot of these clerics, some of them will commit suicide. Some of them will change their life goals and orient in very different directions. Some of them go mad. But this, like, depending on how severe that severing is or abrupt. But certainly that first issue of, like, is it deadly? Not necessarily. Secondly, what was this? What was the second searching point?
It's wrapped up in the third, so it'll just be: are there any stories of the magical abilities being reignited in a cleric who lost them?
Yes. Yeah.
And the two sort of themes that I'm looking for is definitely throwing out immediately any warlock, right? Like any bargaining, right. Gone. Okay. Like throw those out the window. Don't care. But in terms of either following it, like another deity accepts them, even though they were devoted to somebody else, or like the reincarnation, or the next thing that steps into that place, cool. That spiritual, metaphysical whole reignites the power.
Yeah. So there's a few different instances. Once again, you're looking at an encyclopedia, you're spending like hours getting through this, and you have a magical capacity. There are stories of clerics who will devote their entire lives successfully and unsuccessfully into being magi. These are clerics who like are disconnected, feel like they want to reconnect with magic. They do so personally. Some of these clerics have become very successful magi. Some of them like never really get above hedge mage level, like cantrips. But that is one path that has happened. Another path is like to turn and
nothing wrong with cantrips, right?
Nothing wrong with whoa. It's not the size of the spell slot. It's how you use it. Am I right? There's stories especially of clerics who will have changed devotion to a god, like so gone to devote to give devotion to another deity, and Some succeed, some don't. If picked by another deity, then they can reclaim a connection to the celestial and to magical. Certainly, a lot of stories, which like the Magi route is one section of a whole category of stories, which are clerics who are so affected by being disconnected from magic that they devote the rest of their life trying to reconnect to magic. Some of them turn to being like magi. Some of them will turn to trying to find like what we would call patrons mechanically, like selling parts of themselves or trying to find magical items that they might be able to harness magic from. There are also stories of more like with a 28, there are stories of clerics who will not just say like, oh, you know, my god of the sun has died in this, or this god of retribution has died, I will go and follow the god of the harvest or something. But specifically clerics who will actually join the side of a god who murdered their deity. So like fully turning sides almost. I mean like, oh, this entity killed the deity that I follow? Well, that's the more powerful deity, so I will follow it. And kind of jumping horses mid-stride. I will say, give me a wisdom check, Thad. This is going to be DC 15, based on what you were saying as you're investigating.
No, 7.
Okay. With a 7, as you said, you disregard clerics that go into like warlock following non-celestial patrons, basically, or power sources. Was there anything else
in there? I guess, was there any sort of was there any story, even as it was unique, like what was that just deviated from all of the above and turned into something totally different? Is there any story like that?
Oh, okay, like outlier stories. Yeah.
Like a real outlier of like, yeah.
Yeah, I would say there's probably like, there's a small category of outlier stories. And they're outlier stories in that like, it's like, there's 12 stories, each of them are ridiculously different. One of them, the deity dies and the cleric becomes the deity. In another one, a deity dies and a cleric becomes a reality. And it's like, it takes a couple, like you have to take out another book to help translate. The cleric somehow, through the translation, it works in the other language, but they become like a plane of existence. Seems to be the best translation you can get out of that. You have one cleric fully disappears. So it's a little unclear what exactly happened, but is unreachable through scrying or any other magical form of like acts, like finding a person on different planes of existence, like unreachable, as in like somehow just isn't around anymore. Somehow that's separate from dying because like they're just not there. So basically the extremes are like accessing or becoming a level of power equal to or literally at a deity level, or somehow disappearing from existence. And I'll say with the 28 that you can make this connection, disappearing from existence in the way that they're describing.
Question. I want to ask this myself.
Yeah.
I do want to ask myself. Because how much time have we taken? How much of my long rest has it taken to get to this point?
We're in research montage time. So this is all going to take however long this goes. The end of it will be 8 hours.
So this is going to be, I think, near the end of the 8 hours. But once I get to the story about the cleric that turned into another realm, I want to go as deep into the library now as I can possibly get on that theme. Like whatever index I can have of a human being turning into an alternate like dimensional plane, because now I'm thinking that whatever happened with that portal that we all got sucked in didn't have something to do with the Kender. That's really when Zivelin started to die, and maybe the Kender turned into a plane. And that's what happened in that particular moment of time that I don't really remember.
I absolutely love
so
the commitment. Sam has committed since day one of this game that Thad does not trust the Kender and is always looking for a reason why Arlie is somehow the cause of every bad thing.
Because he's been tangled. He was tangled in a fate that he shouldn't have had because of Zivelin, but he also knows that the world would end if he didn't keep the Kender alive. But now I want to tug on this thread. So for my remaining of the time, I want to go down to like human beings turning into planes and ramifications of human beings that turned into planes.
Amazing. And what I will say is that what you have now done is you've turned into like the arcane equivalent of trying to really understand a high level like computer science or physics problem. It's kind of like, oh, this is like a string theory issue. I need to understand string theory. And then it's just like, oh, to understand string theory, I need to like, okay, this guy, okay, what did he write? Okay. And then I need to learn that. And before that, I need to learn calculus. And so it turns into Thad doing like, oh, like just literally like, what are the languages of arcane knowledge I need to be able to speak to get to the next book that I need to read to understand before I can actually get to this book? And this series starts to happen. And Thad is deep into study. Any of your professors at the tower would be very proud and not recognize you.
So I want to snag like the 3 high-end books that I don't understand because I need the root knowledge, and then I'm gonna dig for like the key code book that would help me like the thing to understand what is the textbook for understanding these 3 higher level books. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're gonna leave Thad to this deep research that he's getting into at this point. The last thing I will mention, Thad, I just wanted to say with the 28, you are able to kind of sense a connection, is one of the outlier examples of the cleric disappearing from kind of like access is very similar to how has been described this nothingness is taking Zivelin, where it's like the cleric disappeared and was not like they couldn't access it in other planes. They went back to records. The cleric never existed. They were just gone. And the only people who remained aware and had memories of the cleric were actually like magic casters in their own right who had, for various reasons, mental shields that were able to like maintain memories. Incredible. Arlie, you were next in line. You go off and start your research. Now, this is, as I said, this is a research montage. So you can use other people within your time. People can come in and help you. You know, NPCs can come in and help you on their own accord, or you can ask for it. But after you see that little side-eye glance from Aelric because he goes into the magical tent that was just popped up by Lothander, what are you heading into for your research?
Oh man, Arlie is just like she is determined to figure out that this is like a hoax is like the wrong word, but it's like it's too convenient to have the only cleric of Zivelin do the dirty work of taking Zivelin out. Like, of course I have access to the pocket dimension wherein which we can set fire to the very roots of this god. So I'm being played. this is like she's this just because the idea that Zivlin needs to be, I forget the word for the practice of intentionally setting fire to the brush so that like the wellness of the forest is maintained, but like she wasn't schooled in that. She can't imagine that. So I think, so I don't know, how would she go about researching that though? How would she go about trying to figure out?
What I would say, Arlie, is that like clearing underbrush with fires is, I'm gonna make a DM call. My understanding of that practice is that it like is so old and it crosses so many cultures in our real world that it is a practice that, while Arlie might not necessarily like draw a connection between the deity and the practice, it's something I don't think she'd be unaware of as a practice.
So then she'll just be ignorant in the sense that she'll think that the gods are above nature. Like,
yeah,
I just
totally
need
fair
some
assumption.
reason for her
Totally
to,
fair
like,
assumption. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, Vikivar, prescribed burn, controlled burn. Like, she just is like, there's no way. Like, this is something we have to do in the 3D plane, in the material plane.
Yeah.
We have to manage our environment, but the gods are surely above this, which is like, I mean, they're not, and that's why, you know, the 300, I forget, is it called the Cataclysm? That's why all that all went down.
Yeah,
but,
the Cataclysm. Yeah.
because they are not above chaos, or chaos. They're not above just the cycles of.
Well, that's what
This
we're
is getting too
learning.
poetic.
No,
So
no, that's what
Arlie
you're for
is
sure.
waxing.
I think that's a big question. But this is, you're on the right path, Arlie, because gods and like the cycles of nature that you're describing, right? Your understanding of prescribed burns, it's all about cycles of nature, right? There's seasons, there's cycles of the moon, of the sun, of the seasons. There's growing cycles, there's harvesting, right? Like, and then it turns again. And there's life and death, and there's rises of kingdoms and empires. And like, you've studied all this stuff as well. Like, life is bound by cycles. And one of the things that the gods, for the most part, are unbound by is that turning back on itself of time, right? Gods are linear. They exist forever. And so for them, time is a straight line or a single point, whereas for mortals, it is this, at best, circle. The thing that has shook you is that this Kender has used the phrase which Inpu has used and Harold's picked up recently, the wheel must turn. And that's the first time you've ever heard someone sincerely use a mortal concept of death and rebirth and cycling, specifically for like the lifespan, quote unquote, of a god. And so there is like a hard dissonance, psychic dissonance for Arlie, where like the concept of natural cycles of life and birth for gods has never been something that was like, you know, the Cataclysm was this unnatural sealing of the gods. It was like it was something that was done to them. It wasn't a natural cycle of existence. So you're fully on the right path. Like, there's some sort of a paradox or some sort of thing that hasn't been connected yet in Arlie's mind.
I think she also is just like, it's too easy. Like, we encountered a horrible eldritch horror monster god from another universe's like outer plane, and it wants Zivelin. So like, our answer to that is just to give it Zivelin. Like, that can't possibly be like, it's like a, you know, because on some level the gods are just toddlers demanding their tithes. And so we're not just gonna, oh, okay, you want all the knowledge of the universe, like expletive, you know? So
yeah,
I think that
you can talk to this Kender.
So
yeah, let me know.
Yes. So what I think, like, as a player, like, I see the poetry, but as Arlie, I think Arlie is just going to like, I think she's gonna interrogate the Kender, like, just like if it was a movie, it would be like that, like, and where were you when, and like just like the slamming on the table and the sort of like, tell me, Zivelin, favorite colors, like just like, and but with like deep lore knowledge, like just things like it. Like you're at a trivia, like you're at pub trivia, and it is the most like esoterically specific pub trivia. And if you were really the keeper of the library of all the knowledge, you would know. And I can't think of what on earth that kind of trivia is, but it's like stuff onlys. She's going to try to figure out that this is some imposter stuff.
Amazing. So happy to role play any of it, but I also understand like the specificity and the quality that you're looking for. Happy to kind of be like, I'm asking for this kind of a thing, and we can roll.
Like just it's hard to get my heart behind it because as a player, I don't think that this is like actually the answer, but this is what Arlie is like.
I love it.
Just like, and it's just gonna get more and more absurd. It's just gonna be like, and how many times did Zivlin and who's his girlfriend? How many times were they off and on again? And when was their longest situationship break? And in what century? And how did that affect the migration of the geese? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna be like nonsense.
So, would you say that this is like, you said interrogation, would you say intimidation is something you're trying to do here? Or are you trying to like, investigate her or intimidate or persuade, or what do you think would be the kind of, were you to make a roll?
-1 intelligence. So I'm going intimidate. She's working, This is not the real keeper of the library. This is someone who is working for that like eldritch god that we accidentally met. Like this like you're not. I know you, but like I don't actually know you. It's like it's like what is it? The
I love this. So Arlie's like takes a little walk around the books, kind of realizes, like clarifies her thoughts, comes back, and we're gonna get like I'm inspired by Zoolander here, but we're gonna get a little bit of like academic showdown. Arlie sits down in a pool of dark light over a mahogany desk. Sat opposite her, a small kender. 2 small kenders, large mahogany desk, using some large tomes as booster seats, both of them. A pool of light from somewhere just covers both of them. It's leaning more towards the older kender because this is the target of investigation. The two of you kind of stare at each other, and there's a little silently, a little cat lands on the table in between the two of you and sits down happily between the two of you. You recognize this library cat. Library cat looks to you, Arlie, and then to the older kender and says, "Well, I suppose you need an adjudicator. Happy to offer my services."
Minute. Oh, now can talk. And like she's fully gonna, I don't know, throw a book at the cat just out of the outrage of like so long. Pretend, I'm just a cat. Oh, of course.
Well,
anyway,
I was just
nice
a cat.
To chat.
I'm not now, then not in this place, Arlie.
Oh, damn you. All right. So yes, you are the perfect adjudicator. You
Wonderful.
will be able to smell a rat.
Well, let's get started, shall we? Arlie, I'm going to say, roll me an investigation check.
Wait, did it go through to Legion? To Foundry?
I just rolled on my side.
Okay, hold on. I rolled in D&D Beyond, but...
Amazing. So this is like a snap. This is a smash cut interrogation micro montage in our larger investigation montage. We have Arlie be like, who was Zivlin's partner? And then the answer, and like this person. Well, also this person before AD 506. And the cat snapped the cat. Correct. And then Arlie fires another question. Well done, correct. And we just fire like reams of questions as Arlie's just like, and what about this? And what about this? Very good. That would have been accepted.
How is the world tree portrayed by the civil Nestri elves? And how is it? What is the images?
Yeah,
What type
exactly.
of flower blooms at the most knowledgeable time of year?
Yeah, yeah. The 17th month of the third year of the 14th era. Good one, yes, very good. Check. All these questions. So as you go through question after question, the Kender knows absolutely everything you do. Even some questions that you ask kind of not knowing the real answer, she knows, as long as it's about Zivelin. Confirmed, like all the stuff that you know for sure, Library Cat confirms. The stuff you don't know, you're willing, if you are not willing to trust Library Cat, you can go and find a book and confirm on your own. After what seems like hours of questions, and these are like not soft, these are fast, like rapid fire style questions. What about this? It's this. What about that? It's that. What about this? It's this. And it's that. And it's that. And it's this. Well done. Yes, that's the right answer. Boom. You can ascertain that this Kender is a legitimate representative of Zivelin in the way that they claim. But you can also tell with that insight roll that they have, in their answers, very cleverly avoided giving any information about that would give you more insight into who they are specifically as a person.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna block that, and I'm going to be like in Kender. I'll just be like, I can't ever remember this accent. Oh
Right.
God!
It's just right here. Here, it's
Just right there.
Yeah.
Just right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Just excuse me a minute. I'm gonna go check the big family book of trees. The big tree family. I'm gonna go to the archives. Be right back.
Big
And-
family book of trees, or the book of family trees, or whichever. It's the same thing in Kenda.
See, we're inside a giant tree, so it's all kind of applicable.
They're all kind of
And I'm gonna
trees
go.
books. Book of trees, trees of books. Yeah.
My new mission is to in the way that one goes down too many rabbit holes on Wikipedia. It is
Yeah.
to find out who this Kender is, and that is for now. You're free to go. I mean, you always were because you're kind of the host here, but you're extra free right now.
Amazing. I will say, give me an investigation check with advantage as you go off looking for who this Kender is into the tree of the book, the family book of trees, with the help of Library Cat's going to give you going to help you in this role.
You said investigation roll?
Yeah, but with advantage.
Thank God.
With a 15. Okay. With a 15, Arlie, you're able to find both very specific and useful information and also an annoying gaping hole in the data. Which would you like to know first?
So what's the say again? I was looking at the chat.
There's good
and I was
news and
picturing,
bad
forget
news.
about it.
Forget about it. There's good news and bad news. What would you like to hear first? You know both of them, but there's good news and bad news.
The good news.
The good news. The good news is you find your personal relationship to this Kender. They are technically your great twice removed great grand ancestor. The bad news. Nana.
17 times removed.
The bad news is that you very specifically find when realizing, oh, this is like finding Nana, you find a secondhand story of someone, and realize that Nana doesn't actually have parents, and that they somehow just appear in the written record like middle-aged.
Library cat, are you all this? Library cat. Now
Oh,
that you can
Ollie,
talk.
you know this is my favorite thing to do. Just watch you struggle.
Okay. I'm feeling like I can keep going, but I'm also, if this scene is complete, it can be complete.
We can keep going.
I
I'm
can
gonna
also
go.
go
I'm gonna
confront this
check in on
character.
Harold, and we can come back to Arlie for sure. This is
Yeah.
Arlie's realm right now. This is our little bottleneck in Arlie world. So we will come back, Arlie. Harold, how's it going in the research department? What are you off to when where I should ask, where are you when Aelric goes into the tent and sends a furtive glance to Arlie? You didn't make a roll, so you weren't paying attention too much. So what was Harold doing at that moment?
Oh, he was looking around for. Well, I mean, I was going to say that he was going to approach the librarian and ask for help, but that seems to no longer be such an option. So
You can. No. The
he was
timing of
looking
the
around-
timing of this day is you can certainly have an interaction with Nona.
Okay, mechanically, I was looking to get assistance in searching.
Oh.
Why not ask for help if you're in a library? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say you have time to get assistance. Well, because Arlie's doing in and out, and like our time is wibbly wobbly in this space. So you can certainly get some help from Nona Candlewick.
Okay. Hi.
Oh, hello there, Harold. How are you doing? What are we looking for?
I'd like to know how to kill a god.
Oh, straight to the point, I see. Which is, I suppose, probably the best technique. Oh, that's just a
What
little...
must be?
Oh, well, we have an entire wing of those, but I'm afraid much of it was lost recently in the nothingness. I was able to collect a few books, though. Let me see where we can find it. Yeah, give me an investigation roll with advantage, as she helps you search through some of the old stuff to how to kill a god. Amazing. With a 3 and a 4, Harold, you like, if you've ever been into a used bookstore where there's kind of piles of books that are like not even on shelves, they're just piled from the floor up, and any shelf is like, oh, it's a row of books, and then you take a book out and there's another whole row of books behind it, and then there's a third row of books behind it on the same shelf, and they all cover themselves. You quickly realize you are in this section of the library, and it's so messed up because it's like what Nona Candlewick has been able to save, as she realized things were starting to collapse into nothingness. And so she was just grabbing lots of books and bringing them here. And so they're totally unorganized from all over different categories and stuff. Some of them are totally abstract. Some of them could be useful, maybe in another context. But she's mostly just I know it's here somewhere. No, I'm sure I put it right down here. No, this is Centurion Love, volumes 3 through 7. No, it's not this. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Oh, no. This is for the last millennia. Let me see. I swear it's just here somewhere. And she's only, and then at a certain point, Arlie kind of is able to comes by and asks if she can have some one-on-one time, and thus you lose Nona Candlewick while she goes and gets interrogated by Arlie, leaving you alone there, Harold. Unfortunately, unable to find a solid result for a very clean question.
Okay.
I will say that through your searching,
What are the mechanics of this encounter? Can I roll again if I take my time?
so we've already rolled your searching for magical items. We say that I'm happy to let you do spend some more time for sure, doing some other stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just interested in stories about people that killed gods, accounts of gods being killed, famous magic items that have killed gods, you know.
Cool. Give me
And
one oh yeah, and so,
Thinking
yeah.
for a moment, I go back to what's the angel's name again? Lathandros?
Lathander. Yeah.
Lathander. I
Yeah,
go back to Lathander's tent.
Awesome. Lathander, why don't you describe what the inside of the tent looks like?
Yeah, so as the tent flap gets drawn back, there's like bright sunlight kind of glaring to the eyes as you step through, and all of a sudden you find yourself on a wooden back deck, beside which on one side is like a wooden cottage cabin with a sliding door that leads into a sunken pit den with an indoor fireplace and like all kinds of different super comfortable looking sleeping areas. On the deck, there is a gigantic barbecue at which there's like a pile of just grilled meats and vegetables sitting there that have like clearly like already been pecked over and everything like that. As you turn now to the left, there's just off in the distance, you see like a field of shimmering golden wheat just blowing slightly in the breeze. There's a mountain in the distance and a beautiful crystal clear lake with a beach. And immediately adjacent to the deck is a little hot tub in which Elric is currently simmering up to his nose. And Lathander looks over and goes, "Oh, hey, you hungry? We got plenty left."
Sure. And Harold makes himself a plate.
How's it going over there in the library?
Not great.
Oh,
Thought I'd ask an expert.
how can I help?
How do I kill a god?
Okay. I hope it's it's the one we were talking about before, clearly.
Clearly.
Yeah. All right. What trouble do you seem to be having?
It's strikes me as a rather kill all of Zivalin's worshippers one by one until no one remembered his name, and then destroy all of his monuments, burn all the libraries in which his book is mentioned. I'd have to kill all of the gnomes as well, because they all know who Zivalin is, and God knows that would be tedious if rewarding.
Yeah, it's just not very time efficient that way.
It does not seem like a particularly time efficient way of going about task. No.
Not to mention morally impugable.
Not to mention.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Yeah.
So in a time efficient way, how does one kill a god?
Well, to be honest with you, the pretty usual means generally do it. It might take a little bit longer, but if you, and from what I've been able to pick up about you, if you've been imbued with the touch of a god of death, you seem to be in a prime position to be able to visit death at a level that should have an effect no matter who you're facing. In this universe,
You hit a lot.
yeah. It might take a while. Like I can't lie, but like, if something is meant to happen, it generally will happen.
And what if the god doesn't want to die?
When I spoke to Zivlin earlier, it seems to me that he thinks that this is the right thing to have happen. Are we still talking about Zivlin?
I am. It is not my experience that we go willingly into the hereafter. And I worry that if corruption spreads through the world tree, it may not be long until the Zivlin that is not the Zivlin that no.
What is your intention in visiting death upon a god? What do you want to accomplish?
I want to know that it can be done.
Do you believe it?
I don't know. Harold is going to draw on the ground, just with a stick in the dirt, a large circle, and as he chats, he is going to start mumbling. Start filling in symbols. They don't look abyssal this time, thankfully. Him that they're the right ones to write down. Input told me that I had to make wheel turn, but I've never known all I've ever done, I've done selfishly out of concern for self or concern for my family, which is just an extension of myself. I've received instructions that I now have to act for the betterment of all creation. And Harold draws a final Ankh in the circle that pulses and glows slightly and says, looking into the wind, Inpu, are you there?
Oh shit! Are we gonna get a special guest? Welcome from backstage. Is Inpu there? I'm asking the heavens before I answer on their behalf.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say there was a fragrance related with Impu. Was that right? Was I mistaken?
Oh
with
yes.
that?
Hang on.
Oh.
Chat's in.
Oh yes, with bated breath. All right. We have Inpu either through the veil, or you never know. If you ask nicely enough, Inpu might even show up and talk to you. But you can feel Impu listening.
This the right thing to do? And how do I do it?
I'm going to say that that's an important question I will allow linger if Impu jumps in or has a direct response. Arlie, you lift your head out of an open book that fell into the old pages in frustration. And resting your chin on your hands, you look eye to eye with the library cat who's sitting on the table staring right back at you.
Sorry, this is Claire looking at looking at my spells. Okay, so you were saying library cat. What am I? What?
Oh, I think Inpu's has breached the veil, and is coming to communicate with Harold. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen. Harold made a big reach. No, awesome. Do we have?
There was a bit of a delay, so I apologize if the suspense of waiting for me was too much.
It's all good. Harold, sorry Claire, but I'm gonna have Impu and Harold's scene right now to allow Impu to reach through as Harold is trying to commune, having drawn the celestial symbols and invoked his deity. Harold, why don't you ask the Impu the question again now that we've tuned in?
Harold says, "Is the right thing to do? How do I do it?"
Sorry, there was a hiccup in the signal. The question is what again?
Is this the right thing to do? How do I do it?
You were once a farmer, were you not?
Yeah.
You were aware then that sometimes when the crop is sick, you must cull it from the earth in order for it to heal. If you believe that this is the best course of action, then I will support your decision.
What? Oh gods. And Harold mumbles under his breath something about it would be nice to get directions for once in his life.
This is Harold, who spent his entire life fighting authority, is now like, just give me clear marching orders.
Tell me what to do.
His entire backstory is defined by "Don't tell me what to do."
Yeah. Harold says, "Thank you, Inpu." Is there a response?
I am very sorry that at the moment I cannot give you the best of clear answers. You currently have a better understanding of your world, having lived in it recently much longer than I have. I will tell you that the death of a god is possible. It is not easy, but is possible, and in the past was sometimes necessary. But we do take that decision not lightly. It is easier for us to banish one that we do not want around than it is to remove their essence from this universe. But like all things, as I've told you before, the cycle of death and rebirth is one that is very sacred. And perhaps one that we as the gods should have taken a little more seriously. Would you not agree? Neil's character, at the moment I forget who you are.
Lothander.
I'm sorry. Lothander, yes, there we go.
You're right, brother. By the way, you want a steak? We still got plenty. Are you metaphysical only right now, or?
I am busy at the moment, and once this conversation is over, I must return to my
Right.
responsibilities.
I mean, I could throw on like a veggie burger or something if the steak's not doing it for you.
Oh no, a steak would be lovely.
Okay. All right.
But
Listen, I know you're busy, but thanks for popping in.
is there anything else before I must go,
No.
Harold?
Thank you, Inpu. And Harold, picking up a stick, draws a line through the glyph that he drew.
Amazing. The connection is gone. Only juicy burgers remain. Incredible.
Yeah, very,
Wow.
very rare.
What an incredible!
no.
We were touched by a
He
god
is
we didn't
right.
even expect.
Harold. Well,
No.
You were saying?
Harold,
Yeah.
Inpu is absolutely correct. We all cannot be afraid of that turning of the wheel. We all must be ready for death just as much as we are ready for rebirth. And we must all believe in it. And the stronger that belief is, the stronger your conviction, the stronger you believe in what your actions are trying to accomplish and for who, the more likely it's going to work.
Understood. Thank you, Lathander. And Harold will just spend the rest of this not long rest grilling with Lathander.
Awesome. I will say that
I'm imagining Aelric just water with his nose sticking out.
yeah, Elric looks like kind of like an
He told me he
alligator.
could breathe underwater.
Yeah, you kind of got an alligator vibe going on. Where it's like two nostrils,
Like,
just like the eyes, the rest of the head fully underwater.
yeah, except it's a hot spring, right?
Yeah, it's a hot tub.
Yeah, except it's a hot spring, right? So it's like completely steamy the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's actually not a hot spring. He just keeps breathing lightning into it.
Incredible. Amazing. I will say that Harold, while you were going through your fruitless research, you did or actually, you know what, Harold, I'm going to say is that the stick you grabbed to cross out the circle that you drew to invoke Inpu, you just kind of, without thinking, grab a nearby thing and to etch out, because that's what you do at the end of summoning circles. And you don't take much note of it, but you hold on to the little stick, bring it with you, and it remains on your person as you turn your focus to more culinary delights. Arlie, we cut back to a short Kender sitting on a stack of dictionaries, dwarvish runic dictionaries, so that she can sit at the table. A tree, what is it? The family tree, the book of family trees, out in front of her, of the candlewicks, and a Cheshire library cat sitting on the table, staring directly at eye height with you, the two of you in a staring contest.
So Arlie's gonna say to the Kender, the guardian of the. Sorry, I gotta lower this dramatic background music. I've turned it up so that I could really be in the scene with him. I can't think.
Oh no.
Okay. So Arlie, with the family book of family trees next to the family tree book,
Yeah.
which are on the table in front of her, is quietly going to pull out of her, her bag of many magic components, and she's going to take out 4 tiny little elephants carved out of ivory, and she's going to light a stick of incense, and I'm going to cast legend lore on the keeper of the library, because I need to know if this is me.
What does legend lore do?
So, name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. So if she's too humble in station, nothing will be known. But
Amazing.
The keeper of Zivalin's library of all knowledge, I would argue, has some status.
Wow.
The more information you have about the thing, and I have been doing an interrogation this whole time, although you did say she's revealed nothing about herself. So you go either way on that one. The more precise and detailed the information you receive is. The information you learn is accurate, but might be couched in figurative language. For example, if you have a mysterious magic axe on hand, I don't know if you want to hear this, but just, I guess, because you got it, the spell might yield this information. Woe to the evildoer whose hand touches the axe, for even, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, I got you. Cool. Amazing. All right, considering we are just past 9, I'm going to say we're going to take a bio/DM break for 15 minutes. So we're going to be back for 9:30 to let everyone go to the bathroom and Koi to get an epic, cool answer to your spell. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us through this awesome. What's the best D&D setting? Libraries. That's right. We all know the truth. So until we are back in a few minutes, thank you so much. And I'm going to swap us over.
In Candlewick Manor, born to nobility, Ollie danced through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, the wandering Candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. Escape from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Plucked from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paper would she find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true cleric now with healing in hand. She'll represent the tower across the land. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Audie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, the wandering Candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. Escape from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Cut from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a breath. For Thaddeus Turnpike commands his ship. A lord of the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Lubo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide. The Turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty Turnpike line he hails, with a lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the spell, with little Lubo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew. Their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. And now for his mate, little Lubo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Lubo, his talons wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm, a sailor with flair, he faces each curse with nary a care. Behold, Thaddeus, the sea's arcane knight, with little Lubo in the pale moonlight. Through whispers of magic and the salt-laden air, the Turnpike adventure none can compare. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale, with Thaddeus and Bubo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The seas in their blood, magic in their heart. So sing of the turnpike, the legend, the tale of Thaddeus and Bubo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The seas in their blood, magic in their heart.
In Solania's fields a halfling stood tall, sea grey eyes a fighter's call. With Fiona's love and Angus' smile, his world was bright for a little while. Oh, Harold Grey with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. From Zakar streets to golden fields, their family loved the greatest shield. They dreamed of wonders near and far, penned on a list beneath the stars. Oh, Harold Grey with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. Young Angus fell on distant shore, while Fiona's kiss would come no more. A drunken noble, a vengeful blade, left Harold's world in darkness laid. But from his grief a purpose born, to honor vows that he had sworn. The list unfolds a final wish, a blade resisted a gutted fish. Now Harold roams through joy and strife, to live for three in one short life. From mountains high to oceans deep, this solemn pledge he vowed to keep. With boulder hat and iron will, he faces each task with hard-won skill. For every deed he sees it through, he feels their love forever true. And when the final task is done, when every battle's lost and won, he'll close his eyes, his duty clear, knowing his loved ones drawing near. In afterlife they'll meet again, their love eternal, free from pain. The list complete, their dreams fulfilled, a promise kept, a future will. Oh, Harold Grey, your journey's long, but in your heart they're never gone. With every dream that you fulfill, Fiona and Angus are with you still.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. We are back in the library, and I want to jump back in because we got an exciting question. Legend lore was cast by Arlie. Arlie took out 4 ivory elephants. Was that right? And some incense. What was it?
Those are the spell components.
Those are the spell
I mean,
components.
ivory strips. I don't know what an ivory strip is, so I decided they were ornamental.
I love it. That's fine. No, it's great. I love a little customization there. Arlie, you cast legend lore, and you receive a response in an omniscient, magical, cool voice from beyond existence. Because why not? Here's your answer, Arlie. You, who now seek truth, shall one day be its keeper. Across the winding braid of time, thou shalt walk the spiral path of fate, from wayward Kender to lore warden eternal. The librarian is thyself, grown ancient in wonder, veiled in wisdom, bound not by age, but by purpose. You are the question and the answer, the seeker and the scribe.
Oh, that's bananas. I'm just gonna stare at the.
Okay, we're gonna leave Arlie just kind of like wide-eyed. And Thaddeus. I'm gonna pop over to Thaddeus for just a second. Thaddeus, you started looking up these books. Like, we left you looking up kind of the first book to the next book to the next book. In a similar way to how Arlie described the Wikipedia holes, honoring that 28 investigation that you got, you started going down a sidetrack, a bit of a tangent, when you started seeing a similar name pop up. Because this is a library, people write their name in when they take the book out. You start to see a similar name pop up in some of these books. And it doesn't mean much because a lot of similar books have similar names. People are researching the same thing, except this name is different because this name was in that first collection of clerics who lost their deity. And on searching further, you find a translation and then different ways to refer to this person. And one of the variant names is Nire.
Nire. As in Brother Nire?
Mm-hmm. You find yourself walking down a similar academic investigative path as Nire.
Is this the same Brother Nire that might be a lich being?
One and the same.
Possibly threatening the world?
You're using the politically correct term. Lich being, by the way. Thank you.
It's true, yeah.
You tried to keep it classy.
It's non-gendered. It's a non-gendered entity, yeah.
Well, didn't you describe
position.
something more of like a multi-planar lich, which is scarier than your, bog standard terrifying lich. That sends a shiver down my spine, but also kind of makes me more excited. Is there a way for me in this like hyper library to check the last book that like the name and these pseudonyms took out of the library?
For sure. You are able to find the last book that Nire is associated with from this library. It is a fantastical tome. And I'm just going to have to just give me one moment here to pull up exactly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was so ready for one thing. I wasn't ready for the other. It's clearly magical in effect, this book that you pull. It contains logic exercises, some memory exercises, clearly deeply charged with magic. And dense, extremely dense. But something about it, even though it feels like topically off from what you're searching for, clearly significant and valuable. It's so rudimentary and like kind of off. It's like, I'm going to study physics. And then you find like an SAT prep book. Like, okay, but for, something is pulling at you that this is very much worth the time that will be needed to get through this book. You have been able to find a tome of clear thought.
I added. Yeah. Well, chat. That's a +1 forever.
It's actually increased by 2. Once you're able to get enough.
Well, I mean, it's a +1 to all of my ability rolls. That's what I mean. It's a +1 to all of my ability rolls forever.
I have a different version of it then.
No. Every 2 ability points transfers to a +1 to whatever the associated skill is.
I got you. Yeah.
So once I have 48 hours of reading, my intelligence will jump from a 20 to a 22.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have that sweet +1.
Sweet +6. Incredible. Arlie.
No.
For 22? Keen's just messing with me because I'm not a number guy. It's the numbers joke. The guy who knows numbers so poorly that he doesn't even get jokes related to numbers. Hey, welcome to Legion, the brand where numbers mean anything. Arlie, we return to you in shock. I think you've taken now a breath. And your vision kind of refocuses, and you see Library Cat staring at you. Just
Library
not
Cat,
blinking.
Did you know? You knew.
Did I know?
Yeah.
What would I know?
Spider-Man. Moment. Pointing. No, but that and like I can't bring myself to say it. That just wildly gesturing at the Kender. Make me say it.
Library Cat's playing dumb.
This is either me from the past or the future or whatever happens when you exist outside of time. As a keeper of the records of
amazing.
It was and will be.
Nona Candlewick comes over and hearing you say, "Oh, I see you found out. Oh, well, I thought it was quite a fun little joke to see what would happen, But, of course, now that you figured it out, yes, Arlie, isn't it incredible? I'm you and you're me."
The only way that this makes any sense, well, speaking in Kender, obviously, but the accent I can remember the least. But
super
yeah,
easy
the
accent.
only way that this makes sense is if you were. Am I the reason that we own the Cleric's? Did you go back? Were you there when it came under the Candlewick name?
Arlie, backwards, forwards. It's such a simplistic way to describe time. It really isn't directional.
Oh, I don't like that. That sounds like something I would say. I hate that. Oh, I hate that. Right. So, am I about to murder myself? Are we done?
Oh, I
Is
hope.
this how we retire?
Are you wanting to? Is that a threat? Are you just?
You
did
tell
you just
me.
threaten to murder me?
I You can't. I can't murder. That's called something else. When you
Did
do
you
it
just
to
threaten to
yourself.
suicide me? What a horrible suggestion.
Sorry, I'm aware that there is a desire from my companions to possibly set this place on fire or some metaphorical equivalent.
Well, I suppose fire is one way to do it, yes.
By metaphorical, I didn't mean metaphorical. I meant
Like literal
like
fire.
a
Like literal fire,
like a
yes.
yes, like yes.
But also figurative burning, yes. And literal burning.
But my next idea was to spend time as Jeremy Veramy. Yes. The next idea I have is to, before we take whatever drastic steps need to be taken, that we spend the 24 hours creating hallowed ground, so that at least in the destruction we have a chance to essentially banish the otherworldly contamination.
To banish. Oh, no.
At which point, I don't know why we set fire to everything, but it just seems like that's what they're going to want to do. At least Thad.
Oh, no. You see, she reaches into her cloak and pulls out a small wooden box. It's about the size of a palm. It might be able to fit like a severed hand, and it's a terrible image, but about that size. She opens it up and hands it over to you. It has a hinge on one side and a little clasp on the other. She says, "Well, now that we're done playing subterfuge, I think we might just lay all of our cards on the table, and by cards I mean box containing very important things. Of course, I'm not sure if this is going to get any easier communicating with you knowing who I am, but we shall try. We shall strike forward valiantly. You see, Arlie, there is nothing to banish because it is nothing that is eating Zivelin, and it is the nothing taking Zivelin because there are two Zivelins, and there cannot be two. The nothing is just a natural part of everything. It helps prevent a shattered reflection of reality where there can be paradoxes. See, we are at the precipice of a very dangerous paradox of knowledge. There cannot be two Zivelins.
Do you mean there are two Zivelins? There's one Zivelin. What do you mean?
Well, look in the box.
What? Severed hand size box. Watched
Yeah,
Dune
exactly.
recently.
Did that make it more foreboding to open by any chance?
Sorry. Kevin the Fight Guy. The nothing is part Galacticus. I can't hear the words the nothing. It just is. Does anyone else hear the nothing? Anyway, doesn't matter. Never ending story. It's fine. Okay. Yes. Arlie opens the box.
Open the box. Inside the box, you see on a velvet cushion that's kind of been made into the interior of the box, a simple, mundane acorn. Yeah.
There's two of me and there's two of Zivelin. There's absolutely too many. So there's too many.
Oh no, there isn't two. There's just one of
There's-
us, I'm afraid, Arlie. There's just one of us. Or you. There's one of me.
Oh, good.
It just depends. It's more like when you call out in a mountain range and you hear an echo of yourself. There's no two voices. It's the same voice. You just hear it later. It's an echo. It's kind of like that, but just more crazy and wild and filled with magic and celestial energies. You know, fun.
Yeah. I am so close to seeing the fun. I'm just a little bit behind, but I will see the fun, no doubt.
Oh,
imminently. The fun.
I have absolute faith you'll
Band
find it
funding.
because I am totally within it. It is great. And all I have to say is just let go of pretending that knowledge will give you some sort of sure footing. It doesn't. Knowledge is great. It lets you swing from thing to thing. It is freedom.
Well, what would happen to me after
Well, the same thing that'll happen to you.
we? Oh, I don't.
Oh,
This.
Yes.
So this is retirement.
Oh, retirement. You say access to the universal knowledge of everything is retirement?
I guess I'll find out when I get there.
If you do.
Oh God! You're saying that there are other possibilities.
Oh, there's infinite
Do you know what?
possibilities.
I always knew there were other possibilities. I think I've
Yes.
known that for a very long time.
Oh, we've known that for quite a while. Or at least I did.
Well, that means I did too then.
Right, that's what I thought. I mean, most of the
You
time.
learned it later.
Usually that's how it works.
How many have we had this conversation before?
Not us, but yes. Just a different you, me.
Yes,
Wait,
but not
my
yet.
Yes, but not yet.
Is my favorite color always red? Is my favorite color always red? Is it?
Those of you who can
Doesn't
see
matter.
red absolutely love it.
No, I don't like that. Okay, no more. I won't. This. I don't think I've ever said this before, but I think I'm not going to ask you any more questions.
Oh,
think-
oh, wait, Library Cat, did you get that? Library Cat says, oh yes, I got it. 3 minutes, 25 seconds. Just, oh, a new record, wonderful. Chalk that up on the board.
Came to the fastest of all the Arleys and all the worlds.
I said record, I didn't say fastest.
No. Right, let's leave it ambiguous. I shan't ask for clarification. Right. Before I lose my absolute mind, I think that I will check in with my friend's library cat.
Yes.
Are you my cat? I thought you were my cat, but I guess you're her cat. which is the
Oh,
same,
yes. Ownership is such a thing for you, isn't it? Yes. I'm afraid I'm not yours. Not a big fan of possession, really. Or at least when it comes to me. I do rather like the idea when I get to be on the right side of it.
So this is, wow. It's
If you're using possessive more as like a size relationship, then I suppose yes. You are bigger than me.
mostly I just wanted to know if our adventures were continuing, but I now know what it feels like to be
Ooh,
disowned.
more adventures. Let's do it.
Oh, disowned, but friends. So anyway,
Yes. Library cat rubs against your hand. Is like, yes, friends, and then bites you. Tasty friends.
wanted to get you much better behaved when Squeak is around. So I am going to go share what is pertinent with my friend.
Amazing. If you can look for Thad, Thad is in the library. Easy to find. There aren't any. All the other party members are in the magical tent that Lothander had erected.
Did Arlie know what Thad was up to? I don't think she did. You hid it from her,
No.
right?
Thad just went off researching, doing book
Okay.
stuff.
I've gone
Yeah.
You'd probably bump into me coming back with my haul because I would have factored in the time it would have taken to like walk back, and I've been at it for probably a couple hours now.
Thaddeus, what has your investigation turned up?
I found a textbook. I think it's magical.
So you're keeping that one?
Oh, I'm keeping all of these.
Right. And what is it? Sorry.
Just one moment, Thaddeus. Let me just write up a little account for you there. As Nona Candlewick starts writing up the library contract for you.
When Zivelin dies, will the library disappear?
Think for a time. Am I right? Am I wrong?
There's a wonderful thought experiment that I read about a long time ago. It is called. It's about. I forget his name. Some Theodore's ship or something like this. But the idea is that is it the same ship if you replace every single plank and board and rope? And is the ship the same once every board is replaced, or is it now a different and new ship? It's a fascinating question. And I think what you're asking is very similar. If you were to burn the whole ship, would the ship still remain?
No. Books disappear if Zivelin dies if I take them.
Well, if you take the book, it's yours until you have to return it.
No, fair enough.
Pretty standard library rules.
Yes. And to answer your question, I was looking up what happened to clerics when they're caught.
Yeah, I don't think that actually is going to apply to me. Although I may be without my powers for some time, depending on how old a god must be, which is also not something I want to think about literally.
Can I ask, Arlie, did you take the acorn or the box? Just a DM question.
Oh, yeah. Like she's got like a shoebox under her arm.
Just checking.
Forgot it. The library cat is playing with it. Like no, she had.
What you got in the box?
More of the library and everything that has ever been known and will be known in the smallest metaphor possible. An acorn. I have an acorn in the box.
Is the acorn itself a spark in which to replant the tree of Zivelin?
I think so. Actually, that's a really good question, Arlie. Juniper? What do you like?
Call me Nona, dear. It's simpler that way. She's like fully head down writing. She's like, yes, you've got it pretty spot on, the two of you. Yes, just give me a second. I need to find the ISBN numbers for these things.
How do we know the fruit of the tree isn't poisoned by the same thing that's killing the tree?
Because it's a different tree, dear.
No, but it's the fruit from the same.
No, you see. Oh, I see. You think they're from the same. No. It's much more simple than that. They are the same, which means they're entirely unrelated.
Like you and me. Which actually kind of makes sense.
Kind of,
I
sort
don't
of,
know
yes.
who you are.
Was there, Koi, in all of my, was there any reference to something similar to this in any of the accounts that I had gone through tonight?
You can give me a history or an arcana check, yeah.
All right, history or arcana. $11. I'm tired.
Damn. I mean, Arlie, you told Thad that this. Have you told Thad that Nona Candlewick is you?
No, he would have just seen me call her Arlie and then freak herself out.
Right.
And call her Juniper and make it work.
Yeah, the two Kender are just talking kind of crazy gibberish. Like,
doesn't notice.
Ooh, Vicavar says there's an advantage.
Oh, that's true.
Lingering.
Thaddeus, Vicavar did give you advantage earlier, so your history, you got advantage on that history check because Vicavar sent you advantage earlier that we missed. Yeah, thank you, Vicavar. Thank you.
12. I got a point.
One more than last time.
12.
I think with a history check, she said they're identical, which means they're not related at all. Magic can duplicate things. And those duplicates, if you were to destroy a duplicate or curse the duplicate, that wouldn't necessarily destroy or curse the original, or vice versa.
My gosh, like clones. Anyways, I mute myself.
Oh God, how embarrassing!
I'm gonna look at the two Kender women and sort of study them together for a second.
I think with what you've heard and a proper study, I think you can.
I don't know. I didn't know. I got
Oh, you
under
rolled
10. I rolled for wisdom.
Oh, you rolled
one.
a.
No, I don't know. After a long pause, considering both of them, I just either of you two seen Harold?
Not me. Have you?
I believe he was getting some of that sweet, sweet Lothander barbecue.
Barbecue.
Oh, you should really try. It's some of the
Where?
best.
Actually, a divine delicacy.
I think it's the open charcoal that he uses. I think it's something about the charcoal.
Oh,
Just in his tent there. In the middle of the library, as he usually sets it up. Entirely inconvenient to everyone else around him, but you know, gods.
At the tent, and when I see the tent, I'm just gonna
Amazing. I'm going to add just a little flavor for the tent, even though it's like a perfectly safe long rest tent that like no one can get into. There is a nice waft of charcoal and barbecue coming out of the tent flap.
I'm gonna shove my books into my pack, walk.
I missed the last of that sentence myself. Sorry. You're going to shove the books into your pack.
Is Harold?
Yeah, Harold's in there.
And then I'm gonna turn around. Yeah, okay, so I make myself a plate, and then I come up to Harold, and as I start scarfing down my food, because I haven't eaten in a lot, I realize how hungry I am now. Harold, you remember what happened in the other place, right?
Yeah.
I know it makes both you and Big Blue squirrely to talk about it, so I'm not going to pry too deep or ask for an explanation of what exactly happened. I can. What happened to Arlie over there exactly? Where was she in the dynamic of everything?
Oh. She had been captured by a thing. Hard to describe. She was. I believe she was to be used as a component in a ritual.
When you all stopped, you did stop the ritual, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, I think so.
You stopped it, is that when you all or we all came back here?
Yep.
No matter what happens on here on out, and no matter what she has. I have to do some research with some books that I've found, but there's a distinct possibility that the place that you were, the place where you were at, was Arlie.
Hmm.
Yeah, that tracks, says Harold. Basically, with his.
If that resonates with you in any way, shape, or form, or roots up any memories that might be pertinent to the current situation, since I can't remember, I'd appreciate if you'd share that with me. Otherwise,
Oh, Dad, I'm sorry. I will say that not staying there is one of the most difficult choices I've ever made.
I'll just leave it at that then. And I take a big bite of whatever the barbecue is, and I back from Harold after that. I'm gonna use the remainder of my time to start reading through the textbook. You okay, DM?
It's just too many feels, guys. Amazing. We're gonna aim towards. Whew. I don't know if it was what I was drinking or is just such great role playing. We're gonna aim towards the end of our session tonight. So, I have Arlie is going to be preparing a Hallow spell, I believe. Explain how you're trying to prepare that, Arlie, or what you're trying to do there. What you're looking to do there.
So like Hallow and Consecrate, I don't have Consecrate prepared, but I've got Hallow. And if it was in game play, it would be a very powerful spell to like protect an area from. I'll go pull up the actual spell description. So it would. It's actually, maybe it's not the right. No, it's you choose holy or unholy. So I'm assuming out of this list, it wouldn't be everyone. So, but depending on which direction you go, it affects celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, undead, can't enter the area, nor can such creatures charm, frighten, possess creatures within it. So the idea just being that, like, since we had this like eldritch horror from beyond the space and time infect everything, that this would be like, since we're going to essentially destroy, for lack of a more poetic word, like we're going to take this iteration of Zivlin out, but since I understand that Senior Juniper feels that these things are unconnected, but they are connected. They are, like, the worst thing would be that in this spell doing, somehow this being snakes its way through into the next iteration. So the Hallow spell, the
is to
intention
prevent
being
that.
like
Kind of firewall.
It's
basically.
like very
Okay.
supernatural, drawing the salt circle, like
Cool.
so that we can successfully do this thing. And then it's a 24-hour prep casting time. So I wonder if there is a way to since it's mostly a role-playing inspired thing, to just say that, like, maybe Arlie and Lathander can work on it together, being like celestially inclined.
This is absolutely
the side of good.
Totally great.
Yeah.
How long does it last? How long does Hallow last? It takes a day. You say it takes 24
Until
hours
dispelled.
until it's dispelled. Amazing. Okay,
Lasts forever.
so that's great. So So we're in a period of downtime. So for the next 48 hours, downtime matters in terms of how much time it takes, specifically for Thad with his new book. If everyone is willing to spend that time in the library, that's great. What I will say is that in that case, we're going to say that the long rest finishes. The barbecue is had. Whoever has a sleep is able to sleep and have their full long rest. For those of you who are doing investigations, you do not get a long rest. And does the spell that you cast, Lothander, which isn't it isn't the magical hut. It's like the level up from that, right? Of the
we
Sorry.
we coined it Lathander's glamorous glamping respite.
Hell yeah.
Or respite.
Nice. Okay. And how does that like finish after as soon as the long rest is over? Is it done, or does it last for a longer period of time?
It's an 8-hour duration, but I can recast it as a ritual, which takes
amazing.
10 minutes. So
Cool. So as everyone steps out of Lothander's glamping glamping respite, you see that Arlie is preparing is in the early stages of a very long spell, the Hallow spell. She has begun pulling together. The first step for any proper spell is being prepared, just like cooking. So the first step is getting her hands on enough salt in this library to begin the salt circle, and then, of course, all the other steps.
I like so the actual components are herbs, oils, and incense. So it's not
Amazing.
just salt. It's like everything. It's like
Yeah.
pepper, cayenne, just oregano, basil, like every single thing. It should like going into like a Nana Candlewick.
I just hand her the steak spice.
Nice, yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, Montreal steak. Ooh,
Montreal
hallowed steak
steak
spice.
spice.
Love it. Yeah. Montreal hallowed steak spice. Tastes good on a burger, and it's great for a hallow spell. Incredible. So you're starting to get all this stuff together, getting ready to cast that. You're going to be doing that for the next 24 hours. Thad, you can spend this next 24 hours getting a jump start on your research into your tome. As you all are going through that next day, there are like stained glass windows in this library, but for the most part, your entire time that you've been there, they feel like it's not that they're black outside. You can see that there is some sort of like translucent color, almost like it's a twilight or a dawn, very dark celestial light. After waking up from the long rest, when the spell collapses, that light gets brighter through the stained glass windows, specifically the large one over top of the tree that you see in the picture. I'm not sure if the picture I am streaming, but that was the picture of the tree in the library. As Lothander steps out, dove white wings, his rising corresponds with the rising of the light externally, and as that light shines through the kaleidoscope of colors onto the green leaves, and then you find yourself standing showered in a way under the shadow of this wonderful tree of knowledge, this branch of Zivelin. And as you all get about this day and start moving forward, you feel invigorated with hope, knowledge grounding you, kind of sealing up the pit of despair, and a forward look. And you all level up. And with that, we are going to end today's session. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I want to thank our players, of course, Michael Keane, Sam Gilroy, Claire Hogan, and, of course, Neil Babcock. I'm thinking, Neil, we want you back next week. What do you think, players? Do we want Neil back? I think we can ask Neil back again. Yeah, we want... Okay, we got thumbs up around the board. And who knows?
Sweet.
Yeah, this was
It's
our
heads.
first 2 God session. You know, maybe there's more in the future. That was a pretty cool, crazy little audible there. But thank everyone for watching, including Inpu. And whether you were live with us in the chat or joining for some future time and place, we hope you enjoyed tonight's session. Remember to tell your friends, follow us, subscribe, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. And of course, last but not least, my name is Koi. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be your storyteller this evening. And after all, you guys are not just the audience, you are Legion. Until next week, keep rolling those dice.
In Candlewick Manor, born to nobility, Ollie danced through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, the wandering Candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's now. Escape from towers of pain, but to the open